Welcome back to this gathered schoolhouse. Today, we gotta talk about something. We have our first major homeschooling fail of the year, and we're 1 week in. And I just thought I would share it with you guys so that you don't feel alone. I know that I have been very excited, kind of jacked up about this school year, but I never want to portray that like homeschooling is all easy and like everything's great and there's lots of hard stuff that comes with it too. And if I'm being 100% honest, I air dried this shirt. It didn't dry all the way, so I put it in the dryer for just a couple of seconds or like a couple of minutes, hoping it would dry it all the way. It didn't. So the right side of my shirt is wet and it's kind of cold, not gonna lie. So I'm kind of like holding my arm out like this, so it'll like dry a little bit while I'm talking to you. Anyways, that's some reality for you. Okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit about, what were we gonna talk? Yes, we're gonna talk a little bit about, well, my first homeschooling fail of the year. I know I promised you guys last week that this week I would be putting up the homeschool room tour and the video about how I organize homeschool for 5 kids, but a few things have come up and made those videos a little bit, they need to wait. They need to wait hopefully just 1 more week. So hopefully those things will be up next week. But yeah, so let's just jump right in and not waste any more time. Let's talk about my first big fail. So I had tried to figure out how I was gonna schedule 5 kids, how I was gonna schedule all of their subjects in. And I watched Ashley from Grit and Grace, and she had said that what she does is alternates so that, like, for example, the subjects that her kids need mom's help on, they alternate. Basically, like the language arts curriculum, she makes sure that they're not doing that at the same time, so that if they need her help and she needs to teach that, she's not trying to teach 2 or 3 different levels to 2 or 3 different students all at the same time. So they stagger those subjects so that she can have individual time with each of the kids on those subjects that they need help on. So I thought, great, that makes total sense. Let me do that. So I made these schedules, y'all. I made these beautiful little schedules for the kids. We printed them out, put them in each of their binders. I went to like Adobe Illustrator and got like beautiful watercolor clip art type things and made these pretty little schedules for everybody, so that they would all know like which subjects they need mom's help on, which subjects they don't, what the order of the day was. I mean, I really went after it, full gusto. And first day of school, we decided to ease in. So we weren't even doing our group subjects yet. We were just doing some of our individual subjects. First day in, I very quickly realized this schedule was not going to work. It's really hard having 3 younger kids who need pretty much help with everything. And you know, you guys know I want to include them in as much as I can / they want to be included in. So I think I put maybe a little too much pressure on myself to have my 4-year-old son Jonah be doing school with us too. He does not care. He could give a rat's you know what. He just does not care. So it's really difficult to get him to do schoolwork. So I'm going back to the basics with him. And I thought that I might be able to do school with him and Rosie together since they were gonna be doing the same sort of level work. No, that is not working either because they just fight and argue. And I'm talking about like core subjects like phonics, things like that. For them, for their age. Other things, like we all do Bible time together, and that's great, and we love that. That's how we start our morning every morning, and it's awesome. We all love it. The kids are like here with bells on at the table to do our Bible journaling time and stuff together in the morning. They love it. But once it's time to start breaking away and doing separate subjects, it's a little bit like herding cats. So I think what we're gonna do, and I will again make a scheduling video if all this works out to really like go into more detail. But I think what we're gonna do, and I had a couple of you mamas give some advice who had larger families, older kids, younger kids. We're gonna divide and conquer. After Bible time, I am going to do all of Noah's work with him, all of Rosie's work with her, then all of Jonah's work, which by the way, that's like 15 minutes for him, honestly. We're mostly just going back to like reading books together, puzzles, things like that. And I have games and stuff that he does all throughout the day, but like me sitting down and trying to actually like intentionally teach him something, he's learning all the time, but to like sit down and intentionally teach him is probably literally like 10 to 15 minutes. That is all his 4-year-old little boy brain can handle, and I'm totally okay with that. So I'm gonna just do all of Noah's subjects with him, all of Rosie's with her. Then that way they have their free time then to go outside and play. I do have a selection of educational things that they could watch on Netflix that either correspond to stuff we're learning about in some of our other studies or are just phonics related, Hooked on Phonics, Phonics Farm, things like that that are educational, so they can watch those things. And they do have a scheduled time for their iPads as well. And if y'all don't use the guided access and iPads, let me tell you, first of all, our iPads have nothing but educational stuff on them anyways, but I have a folder for the littler kids inside of it, and they know they're supposed to stay inside their folder and do things in there, but they don't always listen. Y'all, my kids are not like just perfect and they do everything. I mean, I've gone over there many a times and found them in Netflix, and I'm like, that wasn't in your folder. So the guided access is awesome because all of the kids are doing pathways on Homer, so I can, and they have tons of other apps in there, but I can go pick like, okay, I want Noah to work on math right now, so I can go open his math app, and then I can turn on the guided access and lock him in it. So he has to, if he wants to be on the iPad, he has to do math. And they make it fun, you know, so sometimes the kids don't even realize they're doing something educational. But so basically what I'm able to do then is get the little kids' schoolwork done first thing, helps with attention span, it's much better, and then sort of send them on their way with their other things that don't need my assistance, like I said, that are whether it's playing outside, whether it's building something with Legos, whether it's playing a game, whether it's playing on the iPad or watching something educational on Netflix. I'm not just turning them loose to go sit on the couch and watch a movie and eat snacks, so don't misunderstand me, but they are done at that point with their requirements to participate in the school stuff. Now, Noah really enjoys doing the group stuff. So what that allows me is then to jump in with the big girls. So they are able to alternate and work on their subjects and the subjects they need my help with. So then that's when we would usually start our group subjects, and we're gonna kind of figure out how this is gonna work, but like group subjects, lunch, and then we do another set of group subjects after lunch. It used to be when I was just homeschooling 1 or 2 kids that my goal was always to like be done with school by lunch so that afterwards we didn't have to do anything else, but that's just not possible right now. My kids aren't doing school the entire day, all day. It's just that we have to kind of break it up. So anyways, we'll be doing group subjects after the girls finish their individual. And like I said, that's when Noah usually wants to come back, and Jonah and Rosie are welcome to come back and do stuff. And when I say come back, it's not like I sent them away. I feel like I have to be clear about this stuff because I know I'm gonna get asked, like, where do you send them? I don't send them anywhere. We have a giant playroom, schoolroom. They can be in here, they can be in the living room, they can be outside, and they have options. Or they could be at the kitchen table. So they have options and things that they can do. But this is when I say come back, I mean to this table specifically, and participate in our group subjects. So Noah will come back and participate in history, geography, all that kind of stuff, to the best of his ability. Jonah and Rosie are same thing. They all come back and can participate to the best of their ability. Jonah usually does not. Like he's done, he's not interested, does not care. That is way less stressful for me than trying to sort of corral the kids. Okay, it's your turn now. Okay, let me try to distract you for a minute. Now it's your turn. It's just easier to knock out the little kid stuff first and then move on to the big girls, then move on to group subjects. Like I said, we're very lax with the younger ones participating in the group subjects. It is very interest-based at that point because we were talking about history and geography and things like that. So if they're not super interested in it, I'm not concerned. They probably wouldn't retain much of what they learned at that point anyways. So we also do our read alouds over lunch and as well in the afternoon. So they're a part of a lot of things when they want to be, but it gives me the freedom to not force them to be, which is very helpful. So that's kind of, I mean, the first big fail was this like beautiful, lovely schedule I had laid out just went crashed and burned. So far it's working better, and I'm hopeful that it's gonna continue to work better. So that's sort of the update on that. A lot of you guys have asked how I do homeschool with the babies around, and I think I'm gonna do a separate video on homeschooling with babies and toddlers. Just some sort of tips that I have learned along the way, and things I'm still working on implementing and stuff. So I'm gonna wait a little bit and do a video about that. But that's kind of our schedule. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, leave them below in the comments. Let me know too if you guys have had any major fails, if you've already started your school year. If you've had any major fails, maybe make me feel better and tell me what those major fails were so I don't feel like such a doof. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, if you want to keep seeing more videos. All right guys, thanks so much, and I will see you again soon. Bye.